Welcome to Hutto Memorial Baseball Stadium as we get set coming up in about 10 minutes for District 25 6A matchup between the Hutto Hippos and the Vista Ridge Rangers. Gage Bowles on the call on the SHN Sports Network. Going solo again tonight. Vista Ridge comes in at 10-16, 5-4 in district. Good for third place in the district. The last 6 games, the Rangers are 2-4. On March 23rd, they lost to Vandegrift 1-0. On March 26th, they lost to Vandegrift 8-0. On March 27th, they lost to Elgin 9-3. On March 30th, they lost to Cedar Ridge 5-4. On April 1st, they defeated Cedar Ridge 6-4. On April 6th, which was last Tuesday, they lost to Westwood 5-4. And on Friday, they defeated Westwood 6-5. We'll go over district standings in a bit. Hippos come in at 8-15 overall, 3-6. They are 7th place in district. They lost Friday night 4-0 to Stony Point after last Tuesday having that marathon 13-inning game where the Hippos prevailed 6-5. And Friday night, the Hippos offense looked really tired because in that long game last Tuesday, Hippos put an offensive show with 16 hits, not including the walks that they had, the fielder's choice, the amount of sacked bunts that they had, hit by pitches, and also there were quite a few questionable calls in the game that allowed Stony Point to score about 2 runs and prevented the Hippos from being able to score any runs. So the game was 4-0, but really it was closer than that. Great pitching performance by the Tigers starting pitcher. Went the complete game. So there was a lot of stuff going on in that game that just made it difficult for the Hippos to be able to have a chance to win that game. District standings look like this. In first place, Round Rock. They're 21-6-1 overall, 7-2 in district. Second place is Cedar Ridge at 12-12 overall, 6-3 in district. And third place, you got these Vista Ridge Rangers at 10-6 overall, 5-4 in district. And fourth place, you got Vandegrift at 16-10 overall, 5-4 in district. And sixth place, you got Stony Point at 12-1 overall, 4-5 in district. Seventh place, you got the Hutto Hippos at 8-15 overall, 3-6 in district. And in last place, you got the McNeil Mavericks, 5-19 overall, 1-8 in district. Only district win came against these Hutto Hippos. So game time should be coming up in about 6 minutes. Neither team, we haven't introduced the starting lineups or anything yet, so maybe running a bit behind. The junior varsity game went a bit long. They had to call it in the 6th inning. Quite a good offensive show by both teams. Vista Ridge pulled that one out 9-7. They're going to go over the Hippos starting lineup. Leading off is left fielder number 20, Chris Skadesick. Head coach Justin Elmore shaking up the lineup a bit. Batting second is second baseman number 2, Caleb Cantwell. Batting third is first baseman number 7, Garrett Bain. Batting in the cleanup spot is the starting pitcher for the Hippos and DH, number 13, Andrew Ender. Batting fifth, catcher number 6, Xander Hall. Batting sixth, right fielder number 8, Alex Velasco. Batting seventh, center fielder number 16, Cade Matoka. Batting eighth, third baseman number 17, Aiden Pollard Torres. Batting ninth, shortstop for number 14, Grayson Doggett. And the starting lineup for these Rangers are the shortstop number 2, Owen Groach. Batting second, catcher number 19, Jake Wagoner. Batting third, designated hitter, 24th, Tynan Gunn. Batting fourth in the cleanup spot is starting pitcher number 12, Kyle Brown. Batting fifth, right fielder number 4, Matthew Foley. Batting sixth is third baseman Hank Howard. Batting seventh, left fielder number 8, Devin Gonzalez. Batting eighth, second baseman number 5, Cody Conkle. And batting ninth, center fielder number 3, Alex Berndalmeier, I believe is how you pronounce that name. Kyle Brown, starting pitcher for the Rangers. Also, the starting quarterback, star quarterback for the Rangers. Kyle Brown really has helped the Rangers become a football showcase. Went from 1-9 one year to the next year being in the playoffs. And this last season, playing very well, I believe they made the playoffs. He is committed to West Texas A&M to play quarterback, so very good multi-sport athlete.
Number 17, Aiden, Pollard, Torres. Batting ninth, number 14, shortstop, Grayson Doggett. Hippos are coached by Justin Elmore and the rest of the Hippo lineup. If everybody could stand, gentlemen, remove your hats and honor America in the playing of our national anthem. Sorry. Have it in just 1 minute.
You're welcome. That was a national anthem. Had a bit of technical difficulties. That's why there was a long pause there. And we are about to get set underway to play ball. Coming up on the final few games of the season. Hippos lost on last Friday. Really put a bit of a damper on their possibility of making a playoff run. They still could, but they still got a tough schedule to come up. Let me pull that schedule up really quick. Wow. Andrew Ender throws his warm-up pitches to get this game underway. Remaining games for the Hippos, we got tonight, and then Friday night at Vista Ridge, and then we got on next Tuesday, Hippos go to Vandegrift, and then next Friday, April 23rd, we got Hippos host the Vandegrift Vipers, and then April 24th, the next day, they go and play a non-district game at Georgetown. Very good baseball school. A bit down this year, but they put a whooping on Cedar Park, who's like top 5 in the state. And then to close out the season, regular season on April 27th at Cedar Ridge. And Cedar Ridge, the only one of the Hippos district winners, their first district game of the year. And they defeated Cedar Ridge 3-2 on a walk-off. So that should be a really good game again. Hopefully I'll be able to do most of those games. Not quite sure about Friday night. Have a lot going on. And I for sure won't be able to do next Tuesday's game due to how far it is and the time I typically get off work. So, and our ball game is underway. And up to the plate is leadoff hitter, shortstop number 2, Owen Groach. And the first pitch windup from Ender is in on that outside corner for a strike. Ender likes to work fast. Next pitch is swinging his Groach and going to be flied to center field, but just be out of the reach of center fielder Chris Gatesick, going to get all the way to the fence. Groach going for a triple, and he is going to be in as he just beats the throw. Leadoff triple for Groach. So second pitch that Groach saw, he put a drive on it. Looked like that Gatesick was going to be able to make play on that and make it at the out, but just the wind got caught up a bit in the wind. Wind's not too strong, but just enough. Got caught and carried over his head and got all the way out to that fence. So now batting is catcher Jake Wagoner. And the windup from Ender is outside, ball 1. Next pitch is outside and down again for the second ball. Next pitch is fouled back into the net for the first strike. 2-1 count. If the Hippos want to have a good offensive night, they got to be consistent. And next pitch is lined to left fielder Chris Gatesick. Hold on, center fielder. That first triple was lined over the center fielder's head, but Wagner's going to be credited with a sac fly to score Groach. And now batting is designated hitter number 24, Tynan Gunn. Hippos in their white pinstripe uniforms, and the windup from Ender in the pitch. Down in the dirt, ball 1. Rangers in all black uniforms with red numbers and lettering, with stripes on the arms and pants, and jerseys say Ridge. Next pitch is in for a ball. 2-0 count. The windup from Ender is in, and swinging and a miss is Gunn. 2-1 count. Ender is set, ready to go. Gunn steps back in the box. And the pitch from Ender is called for a strike, but dropped by catcher Xander Hall. 2-2 count. And the pitch from Ender, curveball, doesn't catch that inside corner. Full count, 2 Gunn. And the pitch, swinging, got to drive into that wind, and blasted for a solo home run. Caught up in that wind out to just to the right of center field. And Gunn, after Ender being able to get a full count on him, Gunn hits a solo home run. That ball was driven Hippos outfielders ran after it, but just gave it a look and a wave, as that ball was long gone. And now batting is Kyle Brown, starting pitcher for the Rangers. Pitch is outside. 4-1. Next pitch is in for a strike to Brown. So not the start the Hippos wanted, and they're working fast. Next pitch is down and away. Ball 2. Ender pitched right at the knees. Forrest called for strike 2. And the pitch, swinging, gets Brown on a swinging strikeout.
Right fielder, number 4, Matthew Foley.
And now batting is the right fielder, number 4, Matthew Foley. First pitch to Foley is in for the strike. Next pitch was called for a ball, 1-1 count, and Ender still working fast, down below the knees for ball 2. 2-1 count to Foley. And the windup from Ender and the pitch. Swinging on it, looks like maybe a changeup. 4, strike 2. 2-2 count. Pitch is fouled back into the softball stadium. Where there's a softball game going on. First one so far where we've had baseball and softball going on at the same time. Next pitch is high and outside. Hall tried to frame that well, and he did to get it called strike, but umpire wasn't having any of it. Full count to Foley. Next pitch is grounded to Ender. Going to run a bit and toss it over to first baseman Garrett Bain for the 3rd out of the inning. And we've reached the middle of the 1st. Rangers strike early with a leadoff triple, then a sac fly to score him, and then Tynan Gunn with a long solo home run. So Ender allows 2 runs, but very minimal damage. Other than that, working quickly. And we've reached the middle of the 1st. You're listening to Hutto Hippos Baseball on the SHN Sports Network. Welcome back to Hutto Memorial Baseball Stadium as we get ready to start the bottom of the 1st, where the Rangers already have a 2-0 lead on the Hippos. Hippos offense needs to strike early and be consistent. Last Tuesday we saw that they were Last Tuesday we saw they were very consistent, strung together 16 hits in that 6-5 win in 13 innings. But Friday their offense went completely cold and was really inconsistent. And Brown sets, and the first pitch to Chris Gatesick is in for strike 1. A 1 count. Brown. Next pitch hits that outside corner. Strike 2. Gatesick typically hits in the 9th hole. A little bit shaking up of their lineup tonight. And the next pitch from Brown, swinging is Gatesick, chopped foul. Brown with a little bit of an unconventional pitching windup. Kind of halfway in between the stretch and the windup. Swinging his gate stick on the fourth pitch and grounded to second baseman, thrown over to first baseman. Not sure who is playing first base. It's going to be number 24, Tynan Gunn. So 1 out in the inning. And now batting is second baseman, number 2, Caleb Cantwell. Brown sets and the windup and the pitch. Looks like a bit of a curveball outside, dropped by catcher Jake Wagoner. 4-1 to Caleb Cantwell. Next pitch is swinging is Cantwell, line just past this shortstop into left field and for a single.
First baseman, number 7, Garrett Bain.
And now batting is Texas Tech commit, first baseman, number 7, Garrett Bain. Powerful. He's got to get going offensively. He's really struggled offensively so far this year. And the pitch, which wanted to swing but held up, but called for a strike. Did not see the strike signal from the umpire. Brown sets and the windup. Swinging is Bain, fouled back. Now it's fixed. Now it's a 1-1 count. 1-1 count to Bain. Brown checks Cantwell at first, and Cantwell is going to look like going to be picked off, but ball gets away from first baseman, but and another base running mistake by the Hippos. Every game, Hippos have multiple. So Cantwell will steal second, but he's going to be out on an error on a caught stealing third. Cantwell, he got caught up in between, overran second base too far on that wild pitch, and foul right in. Next pitch to Bain is fouled right in front of me. 1-2 count. Brown tried to pick him off, and it looked like Cantwell was going to be easily picked off, but it was dropped and got away from the first baseman, and Cantwell got to second easily, but he rounded the base too far and had to keep going to third and was way out. Next pitch is fouled into the softball stadium again. 1-2 count to Bain. And the pitch swing is Bain, made contact, popped into the foul territory, and no Ranger is going to be able to get to that. Still a 1-2 count to Bain. Bain putting a fight up. And the pitch from Brown is inside. Bain had to turn away from that to avoid being hit. 4-2. And the pitch is down and outside. Full count to Bain. And the pitch from Brown, swinging, lined in between the first baseman and second baseman, into right field for Bain, on with a single.
Pitcher, number 13, Andrew Linder.
So back-to-back singles by the Hippos, but 1 out in the inning. Excuse me, 2 outs in the inning. So now batting is Andrew Linder, the pitcher for the Hippos. And first pitch into him is a strike. And the pitch from Brown is swinging his ender and just over the pitch, first baseman's glove. And it's called fair. Everyone thought it was foul. And so as for now, Andrew Ender with a double, advancing Bain to third base. Ranger head coach coming out to talk to the umpire about it. Two umpires are probably going to get together and talk about it, but home plate umpire had a perfect view of it, and he is calling it. I even thought it was foul, but called. So Andrew Ender with a double. So maybe for once, Hippos can take an advantage of a call that goes their way, of a questionable call. And now batting is catcher Xander Hall. Pitches just inside. Maybe a little bit low too. 4-1. And the pitch from Brown is on that outside corner for strike one. Runners on second and third in scoring position. Hippos need to take advantage of this. Brown sets and the pitch. Swinging is Hall. Popped up and second baseman runs back. Second baseman Cody Conkle runs back and makes look what's a simple out, tough out make really look very simple. So that'll be the end of the first inning. And the Rangers lead the Hippos 2-0. And gonna keep it here. Let's see here. We got, let's see some college baseball scores. I know UT is playing Nevada. An in-state rivalry and between two top 25 teams, the number 18 Florida Gators and number 24 Florida State Seminoles, tied 2-2 in the top of the seventh. Texas A&M playing Texas State. A&M leads the Bobcats 6-2 in the bottom of the fifth. Texas, number 3, leads the Nevada Wolfpack 3-0 in the top of the fourth down here in Austin. Number 1, the Arkansas Razorbacks lead Arkansas Pine Bluff 4-1 in the bottom of the fifth inning. Texas Tech leads Stephen F. Austin 1-0 in the bottom of the second. Texas Tech ranked number 8. Vanderbilt, number 2 in the country in the bottom of the fourth, tied with Eastern Kentucky 2-2. And number 12, TCU, tied with Tarleton State 2-2 in the bottom of the fourth. An upset alert on happening is number 17, Virginia Tech, losing 7-2 to Liberty University in the bottom of the eighth.
Leading off the top of the second inning for the Rangers.
And leading off the top of the second inning for the Rangers is third baseman number 17, Hank Howard. And the windup from Ender in the pitch, fouled back right behind the baseball stadium. 4 strike 1. Next pitch is in, called strike 2. Early 0-2 count to Howard. Ender working fast, and the pitch high. Pitch sailed on him a bit. 1-2 count to Howard. And the windup from Ender, swinging, fouled. If that would have been fair, it guts all the way to the fence in foul territory. If that would have been fair, Who knows what that could have done. And the next pitch from Ender going to be grounded to first baseman Garrett Bain. He's going to toss it over to Andrew Ender. And Howard does a feet-first slide into first base. Don't see that too often, but Ender's there in time for the out.
Left fielder number 8, Devin Gonzalez.
So 1 out in the inning, and coming up to the plate for the Rangers is left fielder number 8, Devin Gonzalez. And the windup from Ender. Pitch is high and inside. 1-0 count. And Ender with the windup. Swinging on top of the Hippos baseball training batting cages and bullpen for a strike 1. And the pitch from Ender is in. Called a strike. A check swing. Looked like it was down out of the zone, but called for a strike. And grounded to third baseman Aiden Pollard Torres. Throw over to first baseman Garrett Bain. Just too low and not able to pick it. And Devin Gonzalez, I believe, is going to reach on an error. It should be a throwing error on
Second baseman number 5, Cody Conkle.
And now batting is second baseman number 5, Cody Conkle. Ender checks Gonzalez at first. And the pitch to Conkle is in for strike 1. Ender taking his time now. And the pitch. Running is Gonzalez, swinging and fouled out of the stadium. Strike 2. 0-2 count to Conkle. And Hippos infield and catcher Xander Hall better be on their toes for a steal attempt by Gonzalez. And the pitch going to be grounded. Get into right field. Right fielder Alex Velasco. You don't see him play a whole lot, especially in the outfield. Picks it up, gets it in quickly, and Conkle with a single. And so runners on first and second. Devin Gonzalez after reaching on an error at second base now, and Cody Conkle after that single on first base. And now batting is Alex Berndalmeier. And the pitch is just outside. Ball 1. Next pitch. Excuse me. Next pitch is swinging. In between the shortstop and third baseman into left field. And bases are loaded after that single by Alex Berndalmeier.
Shortstop number 2, Owen Gross.
So after what looked like a promising inning, after what should have been 2 quick outs, after that error on Aiden Pollard Torres, bases are now loaded. But Hippos could get a grounder and turn a double play. So now batting is back to the top of the order. Shortstop number 2, Owen Groach. Swinging fouled just out of the Hippo Stadium. And strike 1. And Ender attacking Groach early. Had a leadoff triple last inning to lead off the game. And the pitch is high for ball 1. And the pitch. Swinging. Grounded to second base. Flips it over shortstop Grayson Doggett. And run scores. So Devin Gonzalez scores on what's going to be a fielder's choice. for out 2. So 3-0. Rangers lead. And now batting is catcher number 19, Jake Wagoner. So runners on the corners for the Rangers. Cody Conkle at third and Alex Berndalmeier at first. Excuse me, no. Berndalmeier is out on the fielder's choice at second base for out 2, and Groch reaches first. First pitch to Wagner was called for a strike. Throw over to first base. Groch back in safely. Hippos got that double play, but just looked like Groch was a bit too fast to be able to turn it. And next pitch is swing popped up into foul territory. First baseman Garrett Bain comes over, and for the third out of the inning, Bain catches that right in front of the Ranger dugout. And we've reached the middle of the second. Rangers send 6 men to the plate. Score 1 run on a fielder's choice after getting the bases loaded. And very minimal damage allowed by Andrew Ender again. Hippos offense has got to get going and stop making base running mistakes. We're going to keep it here. And leading off for the Hippos will be right fielder Alex Velasco. And some MLB scores. Let's check on those. No, the Pirates lead the Padres 6-4 after a crazy first few innings. Blake Snell lasted .2 innings. Just could not get out of the inning. Allowed 3 runs. Arguably, possibly, Padres have about 3 pitchers that arguably could be their ace. Yu Darvish, Blake Snell, or Joe Musgrove. Tigers and Astros tied at 1 in the top of the third. Adrian Hinch returning back to Houston for the first time since being fired by the Astros after being suspended for the cheating scandal last offseason in the 2019-2020 offseason. So that was nice to see as an Astros fan. Rangers lead the Rays 6-2. Lots to talk about the Rangers, and not in a good way. Pirates extend their lead over the Padres 7-4. And now batting is Alex Velasco for the Hippos. First pitch is swing popped up out of the stadium, but not quite into the softball stadium once again. 0-1 count. And the pitch from Brown. Swinging line to center field. Going to be caught up in that wind, but center fielder Alex Berndalmeier tracks it back for the first out of the inning. A nice swing and contact by Alex Velasco. Gave it a nice drive. Just not able to get quite up in that wind, and center fielder Alex Berndalmeier was very good, so was able to track that back for the easy out. And now batting is Caden Matoka. First pitch from Brown to him is swinging, grounded to third base, called for a foul. And home plate umpire calls a foul ball. Picked by the third baseman, Hank Howard. Went ahead and threw it over to first baseman Tynan Gunn. And umpire at first base did call him out, but home plate umpire had already called a foul ball, so 0-1 count. And some interesting calls so far. And the next pitch to him is called in for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch called strike 3 on that outside corner. Got Matoka looking. Matoka thought that was a ball.
Third baseman number 17, Aiden Pollard Torres.
And the first pitch to Aiden Pollard Torres is fouled back for strike one. And next pitch is fouled again right next to the Rangers dugout. 0-2 count to Pollard Torres. Brown sets. And the windup and the pitch. Swinging is Pollard Torres. Gives it another nice drive, but right fielder Matthew Foley just moves a bit over to his right, and for the third out of the inning. So a quick 1-2-3 inning by Kyle Brown for the Rangers. Rangers at the end of two lead the game, lead the Hippos 3-0. We're going to keep it here again as Ender taking his time, working his way back out to the mound. And we got the Athletics, after having a horrible start, have now won 4 in a row. They defeated the Diamondbacks 7-5. And going to check on some more MLB scores. Didn't get to finish doing that. Marlins and Braves. Marlins lead the Braves 8-6 in the bottom of the fourth, an offensive showdown. Pirates lead the Padres 7-4, bottom fifth. Phillies and Mets tied in the bottom of the third, 0-0. Blue Jays lead the Yankees 6-0 in the bottom of the sixth. Yankees have had a bit of a rough start. Brewers lead the Cubs 2-1 in the top of the fifth. And leading off for the Rangers is number 24, Tynan Gunn. Ender is set, ready to go. And the windup and the pitch. High check swing, but did not go. Ball one. Ender winds up and the pitch outside. Ender likes to work so fast that he's having to be held by the umpire. Umpire's having to hold time until the batter sets, and as soon as umpire gives him the okay to go, he is the windup and the pitching. And next pitch to Gunnan is way foul. That was a long foul ball. For strike one. Last time up, Gunn hit a long solo home run in the first inning. And the pitch to him is high. 3-1 count to Gunn. Ender with the windup, and the pitch is inside for the walk. Leadoff walk to start the third inning. Now batting is pitcher Kyle Brown. First pitch to Brown was outside for ball one. Next pitch is swinging, popped up, skied up. Grayson Noggett having to go out, and shortstop Grayson Noggett catches the pop up and tries to get it back into first base quickly, as Tynan Gunn had a bit of a lead off, and Kyle Brown with the first out of the inning with a pop-up to shortstop.
Number 4, Matthew Foley.
And now batting is right fielder, number 4, Matthew Foley. And the first pitch to Foley is way outside. 4-1. And pitch is in for strike 1. Ender sets and the windup and the pitch. Check swing, made contact. Ender gonna pick the ball up and tag him out. So unassisted out by Ender.
Third baseman, number 17, Hank Howard.
And now batting is third baseman Hank Howard. Tynan Gunn now in scoring position at second base. Foley really didn't mean to make contact with that last pitch. Tried to chuck swing, but made contact, and it was grounded right next to the pitcher's mound. And Ender just picked it up, ran over, and tagged him out. And the first pitch to Howard gets him swinging on a heater. On a heater that was away. And the pitch from Ender, way outside this time. Nice job by Hall being able to get over and keep that from getting away to allow Gunn to advance. And 1-1 count to Howard. Ender slowing down a bit, pitching from the stretch. Checks the runner at second. Next pitch is outside. Ball 2. Ender steps off and Hall asks for time, and they go out. Hall goes out and has a little mound meeting with Andrew Ender. And short little mound meeting. I think they probably had a little bit of a mix-up on their signs. And Ender checks the runner at second and the pitch. Called for strike 2. Looked like that pitch was a bit low, possibly. And Howard definitely did not go around, but called for strike 2. 2-2 count, 2 outs. And the next pitch is grounded. Just gets past Caleb Cantwell. And runner comes home, but he's going to get back to third base, but he's going to be called out. So a base running mistake by Tynan Gunn. Came about halfway home before turning back up. And throw from second baseman Caleb Cantwell to third base. It gets Tynan Gunn to end the inning. So Howard does get a single. But due to the base running error by Tynan Gunn, and we've reached the middle of the third. Rangers lead 3-0. And a quick half inning. Leading off is the shortstop for the Hippos, number 14, Grayson Doggett. Committed to Wichita State University. And Brown sets. And the pitch. His first pitch swinging is Doggett. Gives it a drive into center field. And center fielder Alex Berndalmeier has to move around a bit and makes the out. And now batting is leadoff hitter for the Hippos, Chris Gadesick. And the first pitch is swinging is Gadesick. Just gets a piece of it, fouls it. And the next pitch is fouled back. Strike two. And the windup from Kyle Brown, and the pitch is outside. Ball one. 1-2 count to Gadesick. Brown getting his signs and sets with the windup and the pitch. Swinging again, Gadesick makes contact but popped up to the shortstop, Owen Groach. So 2 outs in the third inning. Now batting is Caleb Cantwell for the Hippos. And the pitch, first pitch from Brown to Cantwell, is in on that outside corner. Strike one. Pitch from Brown, swinging as Cantwell gets him to miss. On a pitch a bit outside. 0-2 count. And the pitch from Brown, swinging is Cantwell, popped up right in between the baseball and softball stadium. And the pitch on that outside corner gets Caleb Cantwell looking for the strikeout 2 in the third inning. So we've reached the end of the third inning. Rangers still lead 3-0. And leading off for the Rangers in the top of the fourth is going to be Devin Gonzalez. And some MLB news. We got Fernando Tatis recovering from his shoulder injury. Well, and the reason I know that is I was up on Sunday afternoon at the Rangers-Padres game in Arlington and got there when the gates opened, and surprisingly, the Padres were taking batting practice. Don't normally see teams taking batting practice on an afternoon game, especially after a night game, and Fernando Tatis was in the cage swinging, and he was swinging well, making great contact, driving balls far out of the stadium into the second deck, halfway up into the second deck. I mean, his swing looked good. His power looked just as good. And so Tatis probably, I would say maybe in the next 2 weeks, should be back. A.J. Hinch returns to Houston. Got a nice tribute from the Astros and a standing ovation from the crowd. And leading off to start the top of the fourth is number 8, Devin Gonzalez. And the pitch from Ender is high and away. Ball one. For next pitch, drove, but going to be brought in by left fielder Chris Gadesick. That looked like that was going to be a home run off the bat. got a nice barrel to the ball. Nice driven ball, but just right to left fielder Chris Gatesick off the bat. And the way it sounded, I thought it was going to be a home run. And now batting is Cody Conkle. First pitch to him is strike one. And 0-1 count to Conkle. And way inside, but going to be called as a hit by pitch. Guess it just grazed the jersey. Didn't really look like it, but
Center fielder number 3, Alex Berndalmeier.
and now batting is center fielder number 3, Alex Berndalmeier. And Berndalmeier getting his instructions from his head coach on the third base in the third base coaching match. And the first pitch from Ender is high, a bit of a pitch out. Hall stood up like he was going to maybe want to throw over to first base to try and get Conkle. Ball one. Next pitch gets Berndalmeier's way swinging down on his knee for strike one. 1-1 count. Throw over to first base, keeping Conkle close. And Ender with the pitch on that hits that outside corner. 1-2 count. Ender getting his signs. Checks Conkle at first. Sets. The windup and the pitch. Conkle running second. Struck him out. And Conkle gets into second. Trying to go for a strike him out, throw him out, double played it in the inning, but got Berndalmeier swinging strikeout, but Conkle rewarded with a stolen base. So back to the top of the order for the Rangers is Owen Groach. First pitch to Groach is outside. Ball one. And Ender sets and the pitch. Outside. Ball two. Throw back to second, and just he almost caught Cody Conkle sleeping. A really good pickoff move by Ender, and Ender checking the Conkle at second, and the pitch. Fouled. Just behind home plate. For strike one. 2-1 count on Groach. And the 2-1 pickoff attempt. And I think that would have been an out if that would have been on the right side of Caleb Cantwell. But ball just got away from him. Cantwell able to get to it quickly. Keeps Conkle at second. Still a 2-1 count. Conkle really getting aggressive with a big lead off second base. And the pitch from Ender is outside, ball three. And Ender getting his signs. Checks Conkle at second. And the pitch. Grounded to shortstop. Grayson Nugget thrown over to first base. Garrett Bain, and he's called out. Runner coming home. Conkle coming home. Pitch gets away from him, but that is going to be the third out of the inning at first base. Don't know what was happening going home, but Groach grounds out 2 in the inning. And we're going to keep it here going over some more MLB news. We've reached the middle of the fourth. Rangers lead 3-0. And Ender really has settled in since the end of that second inning. And leading off for the Hippos is going to be first baseman Garrett Bain. Padres over the weekend swept the Rangers. That makes 7 straight wins over the Rangers for the Padres since last season. And 5 of those 7 games have come with interesting games and endings and historical wins. Tatis, first game last season against the Rangers, the Padres had. Tatis had a 3-0 swing that hit a grand slam. The Rangers did not like that. Then Padres had a walk-off grand slam. Then they walked him off in extras. And then Friday, Joe Musgrove, the hometown kid, threw the first no-hitter in San Diego Padres history. And then Sunday afternoon, they shut the Rangers out. So the Rangers have a new owner, and that is the San Diego Padres. And we are ready to start the bottom of the fourth. Now batting is Garrett Bain. First pitch from Brown is outside. Padres have completely owned the Rangers from last season and this season. And driven by Garrett Bain, but the wind has shifted and not able to carry those balls as that is a fly out to center field. Lots of nicely hit balls by the Hippos. You've got to think they've got to start falling or carrying farther to the fence and being just out of the reach. But so far, almost every single one of them have been straight to the fielders or easy outs. And now batting is Andrew Ender. First pitch on that outside piece of the plate for strike one. And pitch from Brown is right at the knees on the outside corner. Strike two. Looked like it might have been a little bit low. 0-2 count to Ender. Brown is set, and the windup and the pitch. Down low for ball one. And the windup and the pitch. Chopped swing back to the pitcher, Brown, and thrown over. Brown fell down to his knees and thrown over to first baseman Tynan Gunn for the out. And now batting is catcher Xander Hall. And lots of grounders to the pitcher tonight. And first pitch to Hall is lines to the shortstop. Shortstop had to run over a bit. And for the third out of the inning. And we've reached the end of 4. And Rangers still lead 3-0. Hippos not being able to do anything. Hippos not being able to do anything offensively. Third straight 1-2-3 inning by the Rangers on the Hippos offense. But leading off for the Rangers in the top of the 5th is going to be catcher Jake Wagner. Another interesting thing that happened yesterday in the MLB. Zach Greinke threw the slowest recorded pitch since 2008 last night with a 51-mile-an-hour eephus, and the Tigers batter did not know what to do. He just looked at that and couldn't say anything. It was a phenomenal pitch. Rangers, since Friday, not counting night, have only scored 4 runs in 4 games, shut out twice by the Padres. Friday night with the no-hitter, and Joe Musgrove faced 1 over the minimum. The only batter that reached base, I believe, was Joey Gallo on a hit by pitch. And then they were shut out on Sunday And 3 of the last 4 games, but that is definitely not the case tonight. They have their offense going tonight, and that's the thing with the Rangers right now. Their pitching is horrible, but if their offensive is on, they really can hang in any game. That's how we've seen their 3 wins this year. Been offense. They've had good offense, and their pitching has just been able to hold up just enough, or their offense is able to outlast the opposing offense because they didn't have good pitching. So, Rangers, very interesting storylines this year. Have not played very well at all, but also have played well. So, leading off to start the top of the 5th inning is catcher Jake Wagner.
Leading off the top of the 5th inning for the Rangers, catcher number 19, Jake Wagner.
And the windup from Ender, way outside. Gets away from catcher Xander Hall. 4-1. And pitch another one way outside. 4-2. And the pitch from Ender is inside. Ball 3. To Wagner. Ender getting a bit wild. Next pitch is in. Called for a strike. Looked like that was a bit outside. We definitely hit that outside corner for strike 1. And Ender with the windup. Foul tipped, barely. For now a full count. So after getting down 3-0, next pitch is down and away for a walk. And a pinch runner coming on. Or courtesy runner for Wagner. Number 27, it looks like. No, number two. So who's that? Maybe number 21? Jackson Berndalmeier. And now batting is Timon Gunn. And running is the way out. And you had the runner at first, I believe it's number 21, Jackson Berndalmeier, running, and a nice throw by catcher Hall. And he was way out at second base. Not bad speed by Berndalmeier, I assume. Just Hall was able to get up and throw that a quick strike on the money to second baseman Caleb Campbell, and the next pitch to Gunn is fouled back into the net. A 1-1 count to Gunn. One for one tonight with a home run and a walk. Another popped up into the outfield. Center fielder Caden Matoka calls off Chris Skadesick for the second out of the inning. Wind has died down, so balls are not getting caught up in that wind. Beautiful night for a baseball game. It was mostly cloudy, perfect weather, about maybe 74 degrees. First pitch into Kyle Brown is a ball. And the pitch to Brown, called for strike 1. And the pitch lined by Kyle Brown, going to drop in front of center fielder Caden Matoka for the 2-out single by Kyle Brown. And another courtesy runner. Courtesy runner looks like it's going to be number 1, maybe, or number 7. Dayton Bomberger, I think. Throw over. Ooh, that was close. Called safe. Evidently, whoever is at first is a running threat. First pitch to Foley is called in for a strike. 0-1 count. Pitch is in for strike 2. Just got word that runner at first is Jackson Harrell, I believe is what they said his first name was. Don't have his first name on him on my roster. Next pitch, throw over to first. Back in Harrell, back in time. And popped up by Foley. Caleb Cantwell runs all the way over, calls to first base, and Garrett Bain off for the 3rd out of the inning. And Hippos have got to get their offense running. And no harm done once again in the top of the 5th by the Rangers offense. They send 4 men to the plate, led off with a walk, but then was caught stealing. And then a fly out, then a single, and then a pop out. So we've reached the middle of the 3rd inning. Rangers still lead 3-0. Hippos team is having a meeting over before they send their offense out while Kyle Brown is throwing his warm-up pitches. Leading off for the Hippos is going to be Alex Velasco to start the bottom of the 5th. Hippos offense has got to get going. They've had 3 straight 1-2-3 innings. And other than the first inning when they had runners on 2nd and 3rd, no offense for the Hippos. You're listening to Hutto Hippos Baseball on the SHN Sports Network. Welcome back to Hutto Memorial Baseball Stadium. To start the bottom of the 5th. And leading off for the Hippos is number 8, Alex Velasco. Last time up, Alex Velasco flied out to center field. There's been a lot of flyouts to center field by both teams tonight. And Brown sets, and the pitch. High and away for ball 1. Kyle Brown getting his signs and sets with the windup and the pitch. Down. Ball 2. 2-0 count to Velasco. And the pitch. Line to third baseman Hank Howard for the 1st out of the inning. Just also a couple Brad breaks for the Hippos tonight. A lot of nicely hit balls, but just the wind helping out or just right to the fielders. And now batting is Cade Matoka. Outfielders have been busy tonight, especially the center fielders. Kyle Brown sets, and the windup to Matoka outside. Ball 1. Kyle Brown sets, and outside. Ball 2. Vista Ridge looking to get back on a winning track to be able to keep their playoff hunt alive. They are very much in it at 5-4 in district. In 3rd place. And the windup from Brown. A curve outside. Ball 3. 3-0 count to Matoka. Matoka being nicely patient. Brown showing off his nice. Next pitch is inside. Ball 4. Kyle Brown's not happy. He wanted at least 2 of those to be called for strikes. They were borderline calls. And nice pitches, too. And now batting is number 17, Aiden Pollard Torres for the Hippos. Is this the start of the Hippos' offensive night? Runner at first, 1 out. What you can't have here is have an easy ground out to end the inning. And first pitch to Pollard Torres is outside in the dirt. Almost got away from catcher Jake Wagner, but Pollard Torres told Matoka to stay at first. Hippos do not need any base running mistakes either. Just take what's given to you if you need. Don't try and stretch stuff out. Next pitch, nice curve in for the strike. A nice, nasty pitch by Matoka. And Brown sets, and the windup. Swinging is Pollard Torres. Going to be drop in front of right fielder Matthew Foley for the little bloop single. And that's going to advance Matoka to second. Matoka was running on that, so he kind of had to hold up a bit to see if right fielder Matthew Foley was going to be able to get to it. And whenever he wasn't going to be able to, he had to turn on. He tried to turn on the jets, but was held up smartly at second base. And Brown checking the runner at second, which is Matoka. Steps off the plate, off the mound. Now batting is Grayson Doggett. Last time up, he flew out to center field. 1 out in the inning. Brown checks his runner at second, and the pitch. And a nice pitch. Not quite sure what that was. Maybe a changeup or a nice curve. 4 strike 1. And the pitch from Brown. On that outside corner. Strike 2. Grayson Doggett just cannot get a break. Just everything that is on the corners is called a strike against him. Next pitch swinging, grounded to the, gonna get grounded in between. Runner coming home, throw away, it's offline, and Cade Matoka scores. So Doggett with a nice double. Just after I was saying that, got caught up on my words a bit. And that was every time there's a pitch to Doggett that is on the outside or inside corner, that borderline just does not go Doggett's way. And there, he just put a nice swing on the pitch right in between the third baseman and shortstop out into left field. And Matoka came around to score, had to beat the throw out, and throw was just a bit offline, and Matoka was able to score, so it makes it a 3-1 ball game. And now batting is Chris Gatesick. First pitch to him was a ball. Next pitch was him swinging, fouled back. 1-1 count to Gatesick. Doggett at second, and Aiden Pollard Torres at third base. And the pitch to Gatesick is inside. 4-2. 2-1 count to Gatesick. And the pitch from Brown is outside on that corner. Thought it was a ball. A little bit of a late call. Strike 2. 2-2 count to Gatesick. And the windup and the pitch. Fouled. Back into the net. And Brown taking his time. Chopped foul into the Hippo dugout. Still a 2-2 count. And Kyle Brown getting his sign. Sets the windup and the pitch. Swinging. Strike 3. Gets Gatesick swinging. He's not happy with himself. A nice curveball by Kyle Brown that just curved inside at his knees, and for the second out of the inning. And now batting is second baseman Caleb Cantwell. 2 outs in the inning. Runners on second and third. And the windup from Brown. A nice curveball inside for strike one. And Brown setting the windup and the pitch. Outside, ball one. Three to one, the Rangers lead. For the Hippos played it a run a couple batters ago. And the pitch from Brown hits that outside corner. Strike two. 1-2 count to Cantwell. And the pitch from Brown is in. Swinging. Strike three to end the inning. Well, we've reached the end of 5. Hippos finally played a run after a pretty good offensive inning. Started off with a line out to third baseman, and then a walk, a single, and a double by Grayson Doggett. A single by Aiden Pollard Torres, and then a double which scored Caden Matoka. And Hippos get 1 run back and cut their lead down to 2. And leading off in the top of the 6th for the Rangers to start the top of the 6th is going to be Hank Howard, the third baseman. And new pitcher for the Hippos is number 2, Caleb Cantwell. And going to second base looks like Andrew Ender, not for sure. Some more MLB scores. We got
For the Hippos now, number 2, Caleb Cantwell. Playing second base, number 4, Hunter Thompson.
now playing second base is number 4, Hunter Thompson.
Leading off, third baseman, number 17, Hank Howard.
Got the Royals lead the Angels 3-1 in the bottom of the 5th, and quick half inning. First pitch to Hank Howard is a ball, but next pitch is gonna get down at least a double all the way to the fence. Gonna be held up at second, and a leadoff double for the Hank Howard.
Left fielder, number 8, Devin Gonzalez.
And leadoff double for the Rangers. And now batting is Devin Gonzalez. And Cantwell sets, chucks the runner at second. And the pitch. Trying to bunt is Devin Gonzalez for a strike. Going to be a base running mistake. Going to get number 17, Hank Howard, in a pickle. Caught in a pickle, run down. Running executed perfectly by the Hippos. And he's going to be out. Tagged out. Devin Gonzalez is trying to bunt, missed a bunt, which caught Hank Howard off guard because they were trying to do a little squeeze bunt and did not work. So 1 out in the inning. So the threat immediately ends for the Rangers. Next pitch is down in the away. Or 1-1 count. And the pitch from Cantwell. Line back to Cantwell. Hits him. Going to get into center field. And pitcher's worst nightmare right there. We've got to go out and make sure that Cantwell's all right. Looked like it. If it didn't hit him in the stomach, it just barely went in between his glove and arm and his stomach, but looking like he's in some pain as it would have hit him in the stomach. And it was a rocket. And looking like he is going to stay in. Looking like he's all right. Coming up to the bat. Coming up to the plate is Cody Conkle. Somehow, Caleb Cantwell avoided a possible major injury right there. That did not hit him, or if it did, how he's able to stay in, I do not know how. And the first pitch to Conkle is a ball. That last liner right past Cantwell, or the one that hit him that somehow got into center field, is a pitcher's worst nightmare right there. And runner going to second. Throw down. Throw beats him, but off, just not able to be picked by Hunter Thompson. And Devin Gonzalez is going to be in with a stolen base. So runner at second. Another threat. 2-0 count to Cody Conkle. And the windup from Cantwell. Called for a strike. Looked like that was away and down. 2-1. And next pitch is on that outside corner. Called strike 2. Another pitch. And we got Cantwell sets, chucks the runner at second, and the pitch in, swinging, popped up out of the stadium. 2-2 count. And Cantwell taking his time. Gonzalez at second base. Cantwell really taking his time. Getting his signs. And sets. Checks Gonzalez at second. And the pitch. Fouled right next to the Rangers dugout. And Cantwell checks the runner at second. Pitches inside and high. Ball 3 to Conkle. A full count. 1 out. Runner on second. And Cantwell checking the runner at second. Looked like he was going to pick him up, but decided just to step off, not throw over. And the pitch, outside, ball 4, walked. Cody Conkle draws a walk.
Center fielder number 3, Alex Berndalmeier.
And Now batting is number 3, Alex Berndalmeier. First pitch to him is a ball. Runners on first and second with 1 out. This could turn ugly, or Hippos can easily get out of this with just a simple ground out double play. Cantwell checking the runner at second, and the pitch. Down, throws over to first. He's going to be out. A nice pickoff of Cody Conkle. So both teams having a lot of base running mistakes tonight. So now 2 outs, runner at second. 2-0 count to Berndalmeier. 3-1 game. And the pitch from Cantwell swinging. Strike 1. And Cantwell checks the runner at second twice and pitches high. 3-1 count. And Cantwell sets while checking the runner at second. And the pitch way outside. Ball 4 almost picks the runner off at second. So Berndalmeier walks. So we're back in the same situation, except this time 2 outs. Runners on first and second. 2 outs after Cody Conkle was picked off. And now batting is Owen Groach. And Cantwell continuing to check Gonzalez at second. Lined just out of the reach of shortstop Grayson Doggett. Runner coming home and misplayed by left fielder Chris Gatesick. And that is going to score Devin Gonzalez. Owen Groach, the RBI single. And runner at first and second again after the Owen Groach RBI single. And now batting is Jake Wagner for the Rangers. And the pitch grounded straight to shortstop Grayson Doggett. Thrown over to first baseman Garrett Bain for the 3rd out of the inning. And we've reached the middle of the 6th. Rangers score 1 to extend that lead back out to 3 runs. Hippos offense looked pretty good last half inning as they scored a run to get back within 2 runs. But with that run scored, hopefully that does not deflate the Hippos offense. They're having another little team meeting over there before they get ready to send men to the plate. And we have reached the middle of the We've reached the middle of the 6th. The Rangers lead 4-1. And Rangers leave 2 on base. They get 2 walks in the inning, 3 hits. And some more MLB scores. We got the Orioles lead the Mariners 7-6 in Game 2 of their doubleheader. Game 1, the Mariners defeated the Orioles 4-3 in 8 innings. The Tigers whooping up on the Astros in the top of the 5th inning, 7-1. Just completely getting outplayed and outmanaged. Tigers they're really surprising a lot of people. They have started off very good this year. And leading off for the Hippos is first baseman Garrett Bain. First pitch is on that outside corner, called for strike. Still on the mound is Kyle Brown for the Rangers. And the pitch, swinging, made contact, just out of the reach of third baseman, and then the shortstop, Owen Groach, is not able to field that. And so Garrett Bain with the infield single. Now batting is designated hitter Andrew Ender, who started the night as the pitcher for the Hippos. So Ender looking to do damage. Ender has a double, is 1 for 2 tonight. First pitch is just outside. Nice frame job by catcher Jake Wagner trying to get that call. Bringing it back inside, and 1-0 count to Ender. And the pitch to Ender. Swinging a long foul ball into foul territory. And 1-1 count to Ender. He went all the way to the back fence in foul territory. Next pitch to him is fouled into the softball stadium. One-two count to Ender. And next pitch is high and outside, ball 2. And Brown sets, and the pitch. High, a curve, tried to get that to drop into the top of the zone. Full count to Ender. Brown getting his signs. Checks Bain at first. Still taking his time. Sets. The windup. And the pitch. Lined by Andrew Ender. That's going to be dropped down in front of the right fielder, Matthew Foley, and Andrew Ender with a long single that advances Garrett Bain to third base. It was a closely contested play at third base. The throw was just offline, just a little late, but nice effort by Matthew Foley to get that ball in quickly to try and make a play at third base. And no outs, and now batting is Xander Hall. And the pitch from Brown. First pitch fouled back. So runners on the corner for the Hippos. Andrew Ender at first, Garrett Bain at third. 0-1 count to Hall. And Brown getting his signs. Checks Ender at first. And Brown sets. And the pitch. Another line by Xander Hall. That's going to get all the way out to the left center field fence. And that's going to score Bain. Waving around is Andrew Ender, and Xander Hall with a bases clearing 2-run double. And a beautiful hit by catcher Xander Hall to have a 2-run bases clearing double. On a ball that got all the way out to the fence, and the Hippos offense has made this a game 4-3. The runner for Xander Hall at second base is going to be, I think, number 4, Jeremy Garcia, I believe. After a meeting at the mound with the whole Ranger infield, and head coach, they are going to keep Kyle Brown in. He's pitched a very good game up until his last couple innings in this half inning. And now batting is number 8, Alex Velasco. And Brown. Bunting is Velasco, and he's going to do his job. He's going to get Hall, or Jeremy Garcia, I believe, is the runner. And they're calling that ball foul. And Hippos are not liking that. We're going to see what happens. I already had wrote it down on my scorecard. Another very questionable call. So Velasco is going to be looking to safety bunt, a squeeze bunt again. Throw back to second base, and thought they got him, but Hall just able to, Jeremy Garcia just able to get his hand back on the base in time. And going to second is, he's going to be tagged out, got caught in a rundown, and that's what the Hippos did not need. So the runner for Hall was picked off for the first out of the inning. So it takes away, should be 1 strike to Velasco. Should be strike 2. Yep, 0-2 count to Alex Velasco. So that base running error. Next pitch is outside. Ball 1. That base running error could very well have a huge impact on this game. And Velasco puts a drive on this, but gonna be a easy routine play for right fielder Matthew Foley.
Center fielder number 16, Cade Matoka.
Now batting is Caden Matoka. And now batting Caden Matoka. First pitch to him is swinging for a strike. Next pitch to him is swinging on the same exact pitch. Strike 2. Same exact pitch, same exact location. Curveball moving away from him. 0-2 count to Matoka. And next pitch. Thought that was a strike. Same exact location. This time it wasn't a swing, though. But whole Ranger infield wanted that to be a strike. Kyle Brown was walking off the field. Started walking off the field. 1-2 count to Matoka. And the pitch to him. Outside and in the dirt. Ball 2. So Hippos have made this a game. And pitch swinging, strike 3 to get Matoka to end the bottom of the 6th. So Hippos have an explosive offensive inning to score 2 runs on a bases clearing 2-run double by Xander Hall, but a base running error, another one. Hopefully does not come back to bite the Hippos. So we're going to see, and we've reached the end of 6. Rangers still lead the Hippos 4-3. You're listening to Hutto Hippos Baseball on the SHN Sports Network. Welcome back to Hutto Memorial Baseball Stadium. As we get ready to start the top of the 7th, leading off for the Rangers is going to be first baseman and designated hitter Tynan Gunn. Some college baseball scores: Texas A&M leads Texas State 7-3 in the bottom of the 8th. Texas leads Nevada 4-2 in the top of the 7th. Texas Tech leads Stephen F. Austin 1-0 in the bottom of the 7th. TCU leads Tarleton State 5-2 in the bottom of the 7th.
Leading off the top of the 7th, first baseman number 24, Tynan Gunn.
Lots of lopsided MLB scores tonight. Some shockers, too. Interesting so far start to the MLB season. First pitch from Cantwell is in, called, strike 1 to Tynan Gunn. Got Tynan Gunn, Kyle Brown, and Matthew Foley due up for the Rangers. The windup from Cantwell. The pitch is down. Ball 1. 1-1 count. And the pitch outside. Nice pick by Xander Hall. And 2-1 pitch coming from Cantwell. And called, strike 2. Nice pitch by Caleb Cantwell. 2-2 count. And 2-2 pitch coming. Cantwell winds up or steps off. And kind of a bit of batter calling time and pitcher stepping off at the same time. Gunn holding the umpire up and Cantwell up. Cantwell winds up. The pitch down and away. Full count. And the pitch pop way up into the outfield. Left fielder Chris Gates coming in to call everyone off, and for the first out of the inning. Now batting is the pitcher, Kyle Brown. And the pitch to Cantwell to Brown. Popped up to shortstop, Grayson Doggett, for the second out of the inning. Grayson ran over and make that out right behind the second base bag. As the second baseman, Hunter Thompson, wasn't in position to come over to make that play. And now batting is Matthew Foley. And first pitch is right below the knees, and outside, called for a strike. Hippos are getting some favorable calls tonight. Next pitch is grounded to shortstop. Nice pick by Grayson. Thrown over, but a little interesting hop to Doggett. And Matthew Foley able to beat that out for the infield single. Foley turned on the guns and just beat that throw out by a step. So now batting is Hank Howard. So far, he's 2 for 3 with a single and a double. But that double ended up getting him caught in a rundown. And the pitch is high and outside. Ball 1. Throw over. Back in time. Not much of a lead by Foley. Next pitch is grounded straight to Hunter Thompson, the second baseman. Nice pick by him. Thrown over to first baseman Garrett Bain for the third out of the inning. And we have reached the middle of the seventh. Hippos trail by 1. Last chance to make at least this at least a tie game. And we're going to keep it here because I have one more thing to talk about news-wise, and it's really cool. It's not MLB news. It's not baseball news related. It's actually college softball related. University of North Texas pitcher Hope Trotwin, I believe is how you say her name, throws the first ever all-strikeout perfect game in NCAA history. That's 21 batters, 21 strikeouts, 21 outs, and 1 perfect game. An amazing feature accomplished by Hope Trotwin, and she has been all over the news, all over social media platforms, ESPN, CBS, MLB, I believe, even recognized her. And we are ready to start the bottom of the seventh. Leading off for the Hippos is number 17, Aiden Pollard Torres. And so Kyle Brown still on the mound, going for a complete game. First pitch swinging is fouled. Once again, into that back corner of the back fence. Long strike. 0-1 count. The pitch. Next pitch is down and outside. Ball 1. Brown sets. Pitches to Pollard Torres. Popped up. Going to be caught and called off by right fielder Matthew Foley. And now batting is shortstop Grayson Doggett.
Shortstop, number 14, Grayson Doggett.
Doggett with a double earlier in the game. With an RBI double. Grounded foul. 0-1 count. And noise coming from the Hippos dugout, and the pitch to Doggett. Grounded back to the pitcher. Gets into center field for Doggett's going to round first, but he's going to hold up at first. Smart move. Get to for sure. You don't want to make any base running mistakes right now. You got 1 out, but Chris Gatesick now batting has got to be careful not to ground into a double play here because that would end the inning. Runner on first, Gatesick up to bat. The pitch from Brown. First pitch swinging, just like I said, grounded to shortstop, steps on second base, and beats out the runner as the umpire says that the first baseman, Tynan Gunn, was just off the bag as he made the catch. And head coach coming out to talk to him, and umpires are going to talk about this one. And he is called safe. So Gatesick with a fielder's choice, but 2 outs now in the inning.
Now batting number 2, pitcher Caleb Cantwell.
Now batting is the pitcher, Caleb Cantwell. He is 1 for 3 tonight. Started off the game with a single in the first inning. And the first pitch to him popped up. Should be an easy out for the left fielder, Devin Gonzalez, and that is the end of the ball game. And Hippos lose a really closely contested game as Cantwell swings at the first pitch he sees. And that is your ball game. Hippos made a nice comeback starting in the 5th inning as they scored 1 run, and in the bottom of the 6th, They scored 2,
Friday night at
and
Vista Ridge. Everyone have a safe drive home.
that is the ball game. Final here is Rangers 4, Hippos 3, and next game for both these teams is Friday night at Vista Ridge. We'll have a rematch. Hippos fall to 8-16, 3-7 in district. Raiders move up to 11-16 overall, 6-4 in district, and Raiders are likely have a playoff spot of it now, and the Hippos' playoff chances really just went down the drain. Great game by both teams tonight. I'm Gage Bowles. Thank you for tuning in. Again, your final score here is Vista Ridge Rangers 4, the Hutto Hippos 3. Have a good night, everybody.